Hello everyone, I am Taureor and welcome to my newest Hearts of Iron 4 video. You might have noticed that I have not posted anything for a while, and that is for two reasons. One, Christmas break of course. And reason number two, I was actually building and testing my new rig. I went from a 5-year-old i5 processor to the newest 3950X. Now, if you would like to hear more about hardware and its impact on performance in things like Hearts of Iron 4, let me know in the comments. I might make an extra video about it. Long story short, going from 4 to 16 cores doesn't really have a significant impact on the game, but it does on other stuff like editing. I also got a new monitor, so we're going to be recording in 1440p. I wonder how that will translate to YouTube video quality, and let me know about that as well. You might also notice that the user interface is smaller because of that. So, to test all that out, I want a semi-casual, simple game, so we're going to play as Franz and actually use one of Rimmy's ideas. If you're not familiar with Rimmy, check out his channel, it's really cool, he's from Australia. And he's made a few videos that I wanted to try myself. One of them is the Maginot line, like the Maginot line, but mega. We're going to play as Franz, and we're only allowed to defend ourselves. We cannot attack anyone, and the goal is to see Germany defeated. Now, I have purposely not watched Remy's video to make sure I use my own methods. I will probably give it a look afterwards, though. So, again, Franz. We're staying democratic, we're only allowed to defend ourselves, we cannot attack anyone, and I'll consider this a victory if Germany is defeated. I'm in mode historical focuses, let's go. So we're going to want to do a couple of focuses here. First off, we do want to extend the Maginot line, obviously. We also need to do the government reform and go with the status quo. We could go with Britain or we could do the Little Entente. If we do this one, and that will trigger the war faster because Czechoslovakia will join us. That might be a good choice. And also we want the extra research slots. Unfortunately, as France we have the disjointed government modifier, which is utterly horrible, so we would like to get to defensive stratagem as quickly as possible, so that we can remove it. I think we have to start with the government's reform. We still have some time before the attack, so we can start building the forts a little bit later. For now, let's focus on civilian factories. This way we will have something to build the forts with. Research is much easier to navigate in 1440p. Let's start with electronic mechanical engineering. Construction. This is one of the few cases where Grand Battle Plan might actually be a good choice because of its fortification bonuses. Now I still would prefer to go with Mass Assault because we're just going to do infantry, so I think I might switch to Mass Assault, but right now with our modifiers this research would take forever, so let's not do it. Instead, machine tools. Now we do want pure infantry, possibly with some support, but not necessarily. Now we're also going to release some countries. I'm pretty sure we'll do better if we actually decolonize, but keep them as puppets, of course. That can wait a little bit. I need some army experience to get the template I want. That will probably be a 20 with infantry without any support. So yeah, that's about it. Let's unpause. Again, even if we go the Entente route, we have some time before the Germans attack. We will also need to defend against Spain because it is very probable that Spain will turn fascist. Now we could send them volunteers, but I'm not sure we need to do that. We have 74 units, that is a significant amount of units. Oh, I also forgot to set up my production. We're just doing infantry, and maybe some support equipment. Won't need any of the other things. For now, I might add support much later. Yeah, we really don't have military factories, do we? Navy I don't care about at all, so let's cancel the ships. I'll keep building those that are almost done, but the rest will cancel. Alright, we can finish these, but the rest will just go into convoys, because convoys are a great currency for decreasing independence of puppets. Actually, let's switch them all to the infantry division, see if we have enough manpower. Also bring you all to France. Now we could try and oppose the remilitarization of Rhineland, but that is better with, attacking Germany. So let's go with the historical route and wimp out of this one. As you can see, we get almost no political power. That is because of the disjointed government. This is why we need to reach the defensive stratagems focus very quickly. Right, seems like I did have enough manpower. Let's exercise all of them. Now, inviting German and Italian scientists are good choices, but we have to work on our stability for now and our political power. And when we get enough political power, we also need to hire the silent workhorse. Election. People demand rearmament. Gladly. Early mobilization. Let's cancel that support equipment, we don't need it. I've decided to go with the Little Entente. Perhaps we can save Czechoslovakia that way. And we have enough political power for the silent workhorse. And Czechoslovakia joins. our alliance. That in itself might be enough to defeat Germany, we'll see about that. And now we can strengthen the government. What are the Germans doing? Autarky. We do have a lot of time. Workers threaten with strikes. We can get significant strikes for 90 days, or we can get communism. And let's get significant strikes for 90 days. Fascist Spain is winning, as always. And we've strengthened the government, finally. Once this is done, we can do defensive stratagems and finally be rid of that bad modifier. Actually, this was probably a mistake. We still have quite a lot of time. I might want to go with these before the defense. We have 8 army experience, so let's add an infantry unit to our template. And when we get to 10 now, we'll remove the support artillery. Let's go to free trade, which is superior to everything else. Let's do the extra research slot. We have enough army experience. Let's modify the template. Remove the support, just stick with 20 infantry. And now what we can do is start decolonizing. We will not have to defend that territory, and they will provide us with stuff. So let's go to occupied territories and start letting people go. Now I don't think we're going to release Algeria, because we can get some extra factories there through a focus, but pretty much everything else is going to be released. Puppet. Boom, 1. Mauritania, sure, release as puppet. Mali, why not? And so on. There's going to be quite a lot of them, but all of them get the default focus tree, which can give them some factories. And all in all, we should be more powerful that way. Chad, there we go. Cameroon, Congo, why not? Morocco, sure. See, this way, Algeria will be separated from all our enemies, and we'll be able to get some factories here through a focus. Let's continue. These territories didn't really have factories, so it doesn't matter, but now they will. See, all of them get access to the basic focus tree, which has industrial effort and armament effort. And that is a total of 5 civilian and 3 military factories for each of them. Ultimately, that will be quite significant, I believe. I can also use their manpower for colonial divisions. This is why I waited for the army experience, so that they will have the template that I use, and I won't have to modify it. Not all of them will have significant amounts of manpower, but some will. See, Vietnam, that's a lot of manpower that we can use. But for now, let's just let them develop on their own. We will be utilizing that manpower a bit later. Now, I do have some air force. I suppose I'll send them all to Czechoslovakia and delay the Germans. Strengthening government has been completed. Now we can finally get rid of disjointed government. See, places like Morocco have no factories, and they're choosing the wrong focuses. But at some point they will do this tree, and then they will become useful. Time to go ahead of time in our stuff. Also, I think we should invite some scientists. Let's give refuge to German scientists. And once we have the political power, also to Italian ones. Let's do the Pentagon. Yugoslavia wants airplanes, of course you can have them. Do we want Hungarian rearmament? Well, we don't want Hungarian rearmament because Hungary will join the Germans. So, no. We're done with defensive stratagems, we no longer have that crippling modifier. Let's do Alpine forts. Italy abandons naval treaty. I don't care. Alpine forts, done. What? Just 2 land forts? Well, I should have built it up to 8 and then done the focus, apparently. But I haven't checked that beforehand, so I guess it's my own fault for doing it like this. So this will probably do the same thing up north, so I'm going to delay this. Let's invite Yugoslavia and Romania into our alliance. Yeah, this was clearly a mistake. I should have waited. Justification. Germany has started stuff. Okay, I suppose I'll invite Romania. Demands that land. Here it comes. Although I don't think Italy will join them right away. But we do have to be ready. Time to prepare our troops. You just sit on the Maginot line. You just sit on the Italian border. You secure the Benelux. And the rest, well, now it is time to start using that colonial manpower. Lebanon has 18,000 manpower. That is enough for 1 unit. So what we do is create a colonial template from Lebanon. Use our default one. Change 1 unit to the Lebanese one. And there you go. And now we repeat that for all our puppets. It's gonna take a while. 6 full armies. Yeah, sure. Let's hire our defense expert and keep some political power for when the war starts. I'm gonna need way more guns, won't I? Let's get up to level 5 forts. Now, the commanders. This one looks very much like Darling from Blackadder. Everyone be cautious, we don't want you advancing on the enemy. Now, I could actually do some shenanigans and send my troops to Czechoslovakia, but that's not what this is about. Let's finish these forts and then invest in military factories. I wonder if Romania will join our faction. they could help out Czechoslovakia quite significantly. Now what I could do is delay the entire war by kicking Czechoslovakia out of the faction right when the Germans attack them, so that we would not be dragged into the war just yet, but the Germans would actually have to fight Czechoslovakia. But I suppose we're ready to fight them. So let's not. Now, the Germans could theoretically eliminate us with a couple of paratroopers with our current setup, but the AI doesn't do that, so let's ignore that possibility. Romania joined us. Wonderful. Hungary. We could issue an ultimatum to Hungary. Do we care? We don't really care. We don't want to lose war support and stability. See, I could remove Czechoslovakia from my faction, and then, we will have some more time, but we're actually going to say the British be damned, France supports her friends. We lost some political power, which is sad. Germany, are you gonna attack me now? They have attacked Czechoslovakia. I would accept their call to arms, but they're not calling me to arms. Ah, now they are. Okay. I accept. Of course, we're just going to sit on our territory, because we're not allowed to do anything else. Now, all our puppets are asking to join the war. We don't really want to do that, unless they are, surrounded by friendly territory, like, for example, Mali. But I'm just not going to call any of them in. I am using their manpower, that is going to be sufficient. Let's work on the improved computing machine. The Germans are not trying to attack the Maginot Line, and the Italians are not joining the war. Czechoslovakia will fall, but that will weaken the Germans. You said Eastern claims. Strikes. Should I go full propaganda on this? I might, but first, can I go to war economy? I can. So that's our first move, and now let's spend the political power that we don't have on propaganda. Czechoslovakia is actually holding strong. I wonder if the Germans will get a civil war because of that. Remember how I did planes only and supported Czechoslovakia a little bit, and then the Germans couldn't conquer them and got a civil war? I wonder if the same will happen. Yugoslavia got defeated and we got exiled stuff. We're going to ignore all the exile stuff. Anyway, Czechoslovakia and Romania are still fighting. Now that Yugoslavia is not a thing, maybe the Germans will send more troops to Czechoslovakia. I don't know. We'll see. Heroes of the production front. Perfect. If you can hear some music in the background that is not game music, well, that's my son playing downstairs with a toy piano. Alright, so the Germans are trying to push a little bit, but they are failing miserably. Then again, I might need to send another army here. Military factories are being constructed. We will get enough guns for everyone quite soon. And Czechoslovakia still stands. Normally, when they annex Czechoslovakia, this is, their territory. Here, the war will not end, and it will be occupied territory, hence rebellions and stuff. What focus are you doing? Danzig War. If Czechoslovakia survives that long, they actually have a chance of, long-term survival. But I don't think that's gonna happen. Czechoslovakia is still alive, surprisingly. And Romania is actually doing great here. Oops, Czechoslovakia got divided. If they can hold Brno and Bratislava, they do have a chance. Poland refuses German ultimatum, let's see what happens. Yeah, okay. All the British dominions join. Poland has automatically joined our faction. Really? I thought they'd join the Allies. Okay, no matter. That's fine as well. So now, can the Germans handle Romania, remains of Czechoslovakia, us, and Poland at the same time without Italy's help? Oh yes, Britain can have military access. Extension of the Maginot Line. Let's go to extensive conscription. So after seeing the civil war in Germany last time, I was actually expecting it to happen again, now that Czechoslovakia is, defending for so long. But apparently, not the case this time. I will accept lend-lease from my subjects. We do need the extra equipment. Once we're done with those military factories, I think it's time to reinforce the Maginot Line up north. Let's go to level 5 forts everywhere. Czechoslovakia just retook a bit of territory. Curious. I mean, if I was allowed to attack in this scenario, the Germans would already be dead. That's how much supporting Czechoslovakia does. If only the Allies weren't such pansies before the war. Let's disable the fog of war. Stuff looks better. Okay, Italy has joined the Axis. That will probably turn the tide and they will finish off Poland, Czechoslovakia and Romania, probably. But we are well prepared for an Italian attack. Fall of Warsaw. Poland will be destroyed soon. If we were to push, or if the Soviet Union joins, I think they're just done for. Romania is doing a great job though. And the fact that our puppets have not joined the war means all our territory is completely safe. They're safe to, grow and develop themselves, and if we need to, we can just call them in later on. See? Tunisia has 7 factories and 3 dockyards. And some manpower. And that is the end of Poland, and Germany attack Luxembourg. Belgium has automatically joined our faction. Now they will hold them off for a little while, same with the Netherlands, which might be enough for me to finish level 5 force in the area. And then of course we'll go higher. See, the Germans are stretched so thin with Czechoslovakia and now Romania and first Poland that they're actually not able to push against the Benelux. Czechoslovakia has capitulated and they have run away to us. The Benelux is now in our alliance, so theoretically I could just move my troops over here, but that would be leaving our territory. Sorry, you're going to have to make do on your own. Then again, if we did that, we would be able to prevent the Germans from even entering Belgium, probably. So we have at least level 5 everywhere. Time to upgrade to level 6. Romania still holding on. All of this will give Germany quite a lot of territory to exploit, but again they will also have to manage resistance there. And some German troops got encircled when the Soviets took this territory. Germany attacked Norway. Why Norway though? Why not Denmark? Luxembourg is exiled. Yeah, they're pushing Belgium quite significantly. But, well, we do have forts and troops in here, so it will be alright. Now Denmark joins. Finally, army reform. Soviet Union declares war on Finland. Belgium and Netherlands are still a thing though. Let's get the Grand Battle Plan expert, and when army reform finishes, we're going to be pumping out doctrines quickly. Now, let's see if Germany is doing Operation Tannenbaum or not. Well, they can do Operation Tannenbaum at any point. I suppose I will increase my fort level here to 3. Denmark has been defeated. Romania is defeated as well. But we get their leaders and some troops soon. I can invite someone to the faction Finland. Oh no. I'm not looking to fight the Soviet Union. So Germany now holds quite a lot of territory. Hungary demands southern Slovakia. But it actually said Czechoslovakia returns it. So since Czechoslovakia still exists, even though we're at war with the Germans... strange. Whatever. Army reform complete. Let's start some doctrine research, finally. And now, let's increase our industry in Algeria a bit. I am not protecting it, so theoretically it can be taken by a naval invasion, but it's not that likely to happen. Oh, they're bombing our forts. I need to invest in anti-air. Polish-Romanian alliance. But they're both capitulated, so that's kind of strange. And Netherlands capitulate. Now they're going to try and push against us. There's still a little bit of Belgium defended by the British here, so I will not paint front lines until this is taken care of by the Germans. I think I might need some more troops. Let's see how the manpower is in Vietnam. They still have 100,000, but I have 1.4 million, so I should be using my own manpower. Let's just use regular French troops. Anti-tank. That will come in handy against the Germans. Yeah, let's just prevent the election, because I'm going to hire a democratic reformer soon anyway. We want to increase our democracy support so that our stability will go up. Ah, Polish generals. Jakub Piotrowski. There you go. Strikes here because our stability is not that great. Sure, let's spend some political power. But first I'm gonna wait a few days so that I can hire a democratic reformer. And we have 150. And now spend the political power that we don't have to get more stability. Now we have saturated our border with so many troops that I doubt the Germans would be able to break through even if we didn't have forts. Colonial military industry. They are bombarding my forts quite extensively. Antoni Alexandrovich. Why not? You guys are going to secure Spain, because eventually they will join the Axis. On the proper Maginot line there are 2 armies, so I'm going to train one, while the other, keeps the defensive. Colonial military factories complete. So what now? Now some repeating focuses. Construction engineering, land fort construction speed 20%. I think it's finally time to maximize our fort levels, starting with the Benelux, then Italy, and finally Switzerland, and Spain. And when that's all done, we'll switch to the construction repair focus, and also do anti-air here. This border is also very heavily protected, so half of you can exercise. I guess same goes for the Italian border. Also, half of you can exercise. Suppose they're focusing on Greece now. Oh, the United Kingdom actually secured Africa. Good job. Now, we didn't expand like we normally should. I'm not sure I would be able to beat the Germans if I attacked right now. I am sure I would be able to attack the Germans when they were fighting Czechoslovakia, Poland and Romania at the same time. Still, not so sure right now. But if the Soviets attack, and we attack, that would be a pretty straightforward victory for us, I think. Some decryption, maybe? The Germans have stopped their offensive, which is strange to me. They should at least try to take this last bit of Belgium. I suppose they might be focusing on Greece right now, and when Greece falls, we might see more activity from them. Sweden has been attacked. Interesting. I don't usually do that. Let's check some casualties. We have lost 10 men. The Germans have lost 1.8 million, but we didn't kill many of them. We are missing steel, but we're also getting a lot of factories from exports, so I suppose I'll just buy it from my friends. Greece is now a government in exile. This is weird how everyone is joining me instead of the Allies, even though we're both at war with the Germans. So anyway, Greece is taken care of. Now they have Sweden and Norway left up north, and us. The Germans have entered Sweden. Won't take them too long. Japan declared war on the Philippines, which means we'll be getting the United States in our war soon. Yep, United States join the Allies. The Americans want docking rights, sure. Germans are employing Goebbels, but I'm gonna try and boost popularity, because they have changed the formulas for support, so when it was impossible to do anything about the ideology in Germany before, it should be possible now. Maybe I should have started it earlier. Sweden has been defeated, and they're about to take Norway too. They're doing Forum der Reichskommissariats, but they still don't have a war goal on the Soviet Union. We're actually making an impact and increasing democratic support in Germany. Weird. Well, that is a bit strange to me, because there was actually a bug in the formula for support for a long time, and employing Goebbels made it impossible for a single country to do anything about fascism in Germany. You'd have to have a lot of them boosting at the same time. But apparently that formula has been fixed, and now we're actually making an impact. We have maximized our war support, but I suppose we can increase stability a bit. Oh, I can dismantle the Maginot line. Really? This feels rather boring, doesn't it? They're not even trying to attack me. Oh well, let's give it some time and see how the situation develops. I have no intel on this combat. What the hell? Oh, the Americans are attacking from my territory. That's why I have no intel on this combat. Well, good luck, Americans. I am providing them with a safe haven with baguettes and stuff. So if they want to go out and do the fighting, good luck with that. Alright, so now the Americans are trying to defeat the Germans, attacking from our territory, and they're getting nowhere so far. German Reich is massive, but they don't have a way into our territory, at least at the moment. Let's check on the Soviets. Lessons of war. And Hungary proclaimed Great Hungary. Let's have a look at Dutch East Indies. Okay, there's a Japan everywhere. Good thing I didn't call my people in here. The British Raj is actually doing quite well. Okay, finally. USSR breaks the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. And lots of stuff is happening. Let's see how this works out. Now, Germany is still holding quite a lot of troops on our border. And they have to, otherwise the British and the Americans will push them back. How about the Soviet Union? Germany is getting quite a lot of casualties. Let's compare that to the Soviets. Okay, Germany is actually getting more casualties than the Soviet Union, which is kind of normal because the Germans are the ones on the offensive. Still, how long can they sustain it? Right now they're making gains. And now actually would be a perfect moment to push against the Germans because, divided like that, they wouldn't be able to resist our attack. Against the rules, unfortunately. The casualties between the Germans and the Soviets have now been balanced, which is not too great for us actually. Again, if undisturbed, the Germans will usually just cut through the Soviets and defeat them. I wonder if not letting them take France counts as disturbing them. I suppose we'll find out. Oh, we had a national spirit communist influence. How did I miss that? Well, we are using a, democratic reformer, so all that influence is kinda taken care of. I'll also significantly increase democratic support in Germany. I don't think there will be a better time to do a coup. We should do it now. Let's do Mossland. Why not? It's gonna take a while. And since I do have all that unused political power, let's do the same thing to Italy. Soviet Union, 1.5 million. Germany, 1.5 million. I don't really have anything to do. I suppose I'll, stage a coup in Japan. Why the hell not? Perhaps I should just start sending Lend-Lease to the Soviet Union. Can have all my old guns. Maybe this time their soldiers can have guns and bullets. The Americans are trying to attack all the time. I know it's the Americans because I can't see the result of the battle, and that can only happen for someone in the Allies because I have a different alliance, but I'm giving them access. So it's either the British or the Americans, but as the British don't usually do anything, it must be the Americans. Oh, and I finished building the highest level forts everywhere. The Americans can't really push through the German lines, can they? It's 1943, and the Germans are not really pushing through the Soviet Union, which gives me hope. Yunnan Free Empire has capitulated. I should have started with that, ideology changing much earlier. How long until my coup on the Germans is ready? We're halfway there. Okay, so our Maginot line is working. No German can enter France. Will it be sufficient? We've maxed out our factories. I suppose I can start building in my subjects' territory. Casualties: Soviet Union lost 5.3 million from the Germans, and the Germans only lost half of that. That's not great. And they both have a lot of manpower. I suppose I could send the Soviets some more stuff. Pretty much maxed our industry almost completely, and the coup has happened. Let's see if anything good comes out of that. That's the coup in Germany, and the coup in Italy should follow soon. Now, they have joined the Allies, so Allied troops should get into their territory quickly and operate from there. If they don't do that, well, that's stupid. And here's my coup in Italy. I'm not expecting these coups to actually be effective, more serve as a distraction. Perhaps that'll be sufficient, perhaps not. The German coup is doing... Oh crap, I forgot. There's this bug that you have to get out of the game and come back for the coup's forces to actually do anything. Bloody hell. Forgot about that. Alright, let's get out to the menu and return. Alright, I'm back. Let's see if that helps and they stop being totally stupid. Yes, now they're moving. How they haven't fixed that already baffles me. Oh well. And now they've capitulated. At least we still have the Italian coup going on. How's Japan, by the way? Very democratic. We'll coup them soon as well. Yeah, I screwed up. I should have exited the game right as the coup started and returned. Then again, they fix smaller bugs, but not this. No elections. Yeah, making 1,500 a day. That translates to roughly 50,000 a month. Can I send all that to the Soviets? Sure, why the hell not? The Germans are getting further and further into the Soviet Union. Now, we're still safe. They are not getting into our territory, but it seems like just sitting there and not doing anything does not alter the course of the war. There is one more thing I can do, although I doubt it will have any impact whatsoever. Well, apart from breaking the rules and pushing, of course. Let's call all of our subjects in. That probably won't change anything. They are weak and small. But, let's give it a try. Call for Gibraltar. When did Spain join the war? Okay, I missed the fact that Spain joined the war because they're not attacking me. They're just sitting on their border as well. So apparently calling in Morocco was a mistake because they're about to take over all that territory. Pity. Shouldn't have done that. Oh well. That will cause trouble in Italy, and we will lose some factories over here, but ultimately we don't really need them at the moment, and I could destroy the Spanish quite easily if I was just, allowed to attack them. Yeah, I'm screwed up calling in Morocco. That was my safeguard down in Africa. I can reduce Syria's independence. I don't really want to reduce their independence. I'm only doing the suppressed subject focus so that they don't increase it. It's already 1944 and not much is happening anymore. The Maginot line, if extended to a Maginot line, works, and no one can enter France. It also doesn't really make a difference to the rest of the world. Germans will steamroll everyone if left to their own devices, and that's pretty much what we did. We left them to their own devices. Let's give it a little while longer and then I think we can stop. Alright, I think we've seen enough. Although the Netherlands are being retaken by the Americans, I think. My two mistakes were calling in Morocco, because I didn't notice when Spain entered the war, and my second mistake would be not starting boosting popularity at the very start. And the Soviet Union has lost 12 million almost. Yeah, it's pretty clear at this point the Germans will defeat the Soviet Union, and then they will just never enter our territory because of the level 10 forts. Unclear is the Allied naval invasions, whether they're going to, succeed or not. I don't think the Allies can gather up a significant force in here before the Soviet Union is defeated, and when the Soviet Union is defeated, the Germans will be so powerful that the Allies won't be able to make a dent in them, and they won't be able to have any naval invasions actually succeed. Now, one thing that will survive is France, because we have level 10 forts everywhere, so that is what this will look like in the long run. We'll just be sitting here forever. So I suppose that's it. We can draw our conclusions. The Maginot line works, but it only works at defending France. It doesn't work at changing the course of the war. You have to do more than just sit there. So we're going to end it here and ascertain that this is not a great strategy for France. You should be attacking, not defending. But before we end, let's activate all our orders and see what would happen if we pushed right now. Now, this is not the perfect time to push. The perfect time to push was when Germany was fighting Poland and Czechoslovakia and Romania all at the same time. Let's just see what happens. All of Stalingrad, yeah, the Soviet Union is about to be destroyed. We are pushing in the Benelux, and Belgium is being retaken. No effect in Italy, well, there are mountains there. No effect in Spain, same here. So with the push now, we are actually getting somewhere in the Benelux, but not quickly enough and, effectively enough. Let's stop and end the video here. What have we learned today? Defending is not the answer. You should be attacking. Also, my favorite part was actually how well Czechoslovakia held up for quite a long time. If we were able to send troops there, or just attack the Germans right at the moment of them fighting Czechoslovakia and Poland and Romania at the same time, and Yugoslavia, then, we would just achieve a quick and easy victory, especially since Italy was not even in that fight at that point. Essentially, I found this rather frustrating that I wasn't allowed to do anything. Just sat there defending myself. Not my favorite game. Anyway, let me know what you think, of course, and let me know what you think of the new resolution, because this is 1440p. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, you might not be watching in 1440p. And then what's the difference, right? Well, the interface also scales. So you might notice that everything is smaller, and I can fit more generals, and so on. So let me know which setting you prefer. Also, theoretically, this should be higher quality visually when downscaled as well, but we'll see. What else? Oh yeah, right, let me know if you want me to talk about hardware and Paradox games, and upgrading my computer. Although, you might not want to hear that. Let's end this video here. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. Of course, let me know if you did, and I will see you again soon. Goodbye.